Michigan Central Station built in 1913. Since the late 1980s, Amtrak had closed it, and ever since, it has been sitting here. Vandals breaking in and breaking all the windows. The current owner, same owner of the Ambassador Bridge, Matty Maroon, has said lately that they plan on putting new windows and a new roof on the building. This building was once going to be a new casino. It was also slated for production for a new Detroit police headquarters. That never happened. And of course that was Kwame Kilpatrick's plan, and we all know what happened to him, so that didn't happen. But instead they're moving into the old casino building, which doesn't really make any sense. There are a lot of groups right now petitioning to save this building. Last year, the Detroit City Council voted for an emergency teardown that thankfully they were sued over and didn't happen, obviously, because it's still here. Some people want it tore down, some people want it to be saved, and some other people just want it to be left the way it is. And that's the security. I'm sure he'll come back and tell me not to try to break in, because he did that to me last time. I've never been in there personally. Although, trust me, I would love to if I had the chance. Over there is the building where the bum, or homeless man, was found frozen in the elevator shaft about 3 or 4 years ago. That, of course, is downtown. You can see the RenCen, which is the General Motors building, as well as our other skyscrapers down there. Over there is the old abandoned Roosevelt Hotel, and the 2 buildings next door to it is a project called the Imagination Station. You may remember them a few months ago talking about building a RoboCop statue somewhere around here. A lot of people thought maybe this park right here, Roosevelt Park, would be where they would put it, but it's kind of been out of the news lately, so we don't really know what's going on with that. And then over there you have a church, and some trees, of course. The old CPA building, also abandoned, in better shape than Michigan Central Station, though. This happens to be one of my favorite buildings of Detroit, if you haven't already known. A 13-story building. They started construction in 1912. And like I said earlier, it was finished in 1913. Some people say the death of the station was caused because Amtrak pulled out, but I'm pretty sure it's because General Motors and Ford and Chrysler, pretty much killed all the other public transit systems in the city and everywhere else, so ultimately that was the demise of the station. That's probably my favorite graffiti on the station right there, Save the Depot, because I strongly agree. All the other graffiti that's on the inside and outside of this place, I'm not for. I actually hate that. I'm not a graffiti fan of any kind. Go ahead and walk closer to the building. They say that the windows and the new roof should be put on during the summertime, which is here shortly. We'll find out if that's true or not. There's the entrance. I just love the detail that went into this building, because you can see the columns, Roman style. And then all the detail work that went into just all the little nooks and crannies are just very, very ornate. I mean, even the roof, not the roof, but the very top of the building is just unbelievably decorative. Surprisingly, I'm out here by myself right now. Usually there's other people taking pictures and whatnot. I'd almost guarantee there's someone inside, probably on top, looking down at me. Because on the other side of the building, under the little viaduct, you can actually get in from the old loading bay, which seems to never be closed. They know it's where people keep getting in at, but yet they never shut it down and never secure that. Sorry, the sun's a little bright. It's going down right now. Looks like they just laid some asphalt down right here. It's really soft. It's a very beautiful building, at least in my opinion, and many others. It should be saved. And I really hope that one day you'll see this building back up and going with tenants inside. Some people want to make it into a club. Other people want to make it into a museum. And really, the reason why it has not been made into anything as of yet is that the area we're in is kind of desolate. We're just inside Corktown, and I showed you where downtown was a minute ago, and it's a little far from downtown to really be able to put anything here, unfortunately. And hopefully that'll change soon. This building does need to be saved. In Detroit, we have torn down so many of our historical valuable buildings now that we have none left, really. There's very few buildings left. And that's something I've always hated about Detroit, but you know, that's what happens with bad leadership. That, you know, we've had that for more than 50 years. Hopefully Mayor Bing will turn it around. Today he just met his mark of 3,000 buildings being torn down in a year of abandoning houses, of course. So that's a big step in the right direction. Just hopefully that actually works out. So I'd love to actually come back to the city again. I volunteer when I can, and I just love coming down to Detroit, downtown, Corktown. I grew up on Southwest Side, and Detroit's always been in my heart, and always will be, no matter how many problems it's got. And if the day ever comes to where they want to tear this building down, you can bet your ass I'll be down here trying to stop it. On the other side of the Michigan Central Station, over here by the bridge where you go under the tracks, and something caught my eye and I thought was pretty funny. Probably won't be able to see it, but there is a white sign on that fence that says "Warning, no trespassing." So I was just a couple hundred feet away, and one of the old loading bays is like halfway open, and that's how everybody gets in. So it's pretty funny that they say no trespassing, but yet this hole in the loading bay has been there for years. Now you can't tell me they don't know about that. So would you like to get in the station? Well, everybody else does, and this is the way they go. You come straight down Verner, and you go to one of the holes, like the one right there, always open. I'm in Roosevelt Park right now, just in front of the station, and it's actually pretty nice. It's a beautiful day. A lot of people say there's usually a lot of homeless people here, and there usually is. But today, I guess they found something better to do than sit out here. There's one guy over there with a bike, but I'm not sure if he's homeless or not, so. Roosevelt Park was named that because President Roosevelt came here once, and I guess that was a big deal at the time. I'm not sure what organization or who put the Roosevelt Park signs out here, but there's Roosevelt, all one big word. Of course it's backwards because we're behind it. And there's the K for park, and there's the R, and there's the P and the A over there. I don't know why they put it in such an odd location. I guess it was supposed to be artsy, but I think it's just confusing. It's not very artsy at all. Looks like it's just really me and the pigeons out here right now. There's a lot of traffic actually for it to be the area, but it is a Friday, and I guess people have stuff to do. Go have fun. Like me right now. This is my fun for the day. Actually really beautiful out here. The park is very green. It's very spring-like. The trees are in bloom. We really need to redo the sidewalk. And actual signs could be painted again. But that's the tour of Roosevelt Park and the outside of Michigan Central Station. Maybe one day we'll all be able to go inside when it's finished. Let's hope. While driving around looking for images to take of the station, I came down the street, and surprisingly, if you look over here, they look like brand new houses. Brand new brick houses just down the street from what many people say is so ugly and such a huge blight on the city. And I just thought this was funny, that these brand new houses, or what seems to be brand new houses, were just right here within an eye shot of the depot. So it's like Beauty and the Beast, I guess, to some, but hey, I would love to live right there.